Hello everybody, welcome back. This is your tropical update for September 30th. We're currently watching Hurricane Ian nearing landfall in South Carolina between Charleston and Myrtle Beach. Tropical Depression 11 has dissipated, but we're watching a new system today in area of interest off the coast of Africa. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. We'll focus on it a little bit more today as Ian is becoming a hybrid, more extratropical than tropical in my opinion, but it does have convection around the center. It still has that rotation. Therefore, it is classified as a hurricane at this time as it makes landfall in South Carolina, bringing heavy storm surge to Myrtle Beach, where we do have a high risk impact in that area, mainly due to storm surge. Hurricane winds are possible further inland in the areas in orange, as well as stronger storm surges in the orange as well. Still, like 3 feet or more in those areas. We can also see significant storm surge all the way up the North Carolina coast, as well as rainfall being a concern inland into South and North Carolina. We can also see rainfall across into the interior United States, including states like West Virginia, portions of Ohio, as we move throughout the days. We can see our area of interest off the coast of Africa, low chance of formation within the next 48 hours. Here is Category 1 Hurricane Ian. That is incorrect at the bottom of the page. The date is also incorrect, but the satellite is the correct satellite for the day. As you can see, Marcama-shaped cloud shield with Ian today, and therefore showing it will become extratropical, and that's what the Hurricane Center is expecting it to do very shortly here. Nonetheless, hurricane watches and warnings remain in effect throughout all of South Carolina's coastline, as well as portions of North Carolina. Hurricane watch also in effect for a little bit in North Carolina. Storm surge watches warnings remain in effect for Florida, South Carolina, and North Carolina, as well as storm surge watches for significant areas in North Carolina. Tropical storm warnings remain in effect as well, and we're going to continue to monitor all of these areas as Ian continues with 85-mile-an-hour winds making landfall now. You see lots of watches and warnings inland into most of South and North Carolina. You can also see that there is a tornado watch, that's that yellow color on the graphic in the center of the screen. You can see that it had a generally decreasing pressure earlier today as it was approaching the coast than as it is right now. That white line kind of north where the hurricane hunter did not fly into is the land, because it can't fly over land, or if it does, we get very poor data. You see the radar right there very clearly about to make landfall in South Carolina. Flooding rain will continue to be a concern, though not as big as it was in Florida and is in Florida. Significant rain continues. Flash flood warnings remain in effect for a significant portion of Florida, including especially rivers, as areas higher up begin to drain out into the rivers. We also are watching storm surge, like I said, 4 to 7 feet expected between the Isle of Palms and Little River Inlet. I believe that's actually been updated with the most recent intermediate advisory from the Hurricane Center, now decreasing the amount of storm surge to I think 3 to 5 feet between Isle and Palms, and I would guess halfway to Little River Inlet. The highest storm surge is going to occur north of the landfall point on this approach here. We also are watching wind, of course, a concern. Tropical storm force winds possible anywhere in yellow on the left-hand side map. Gale force winds in orange, and hurricane force winds possible in the red. Tornadoes remain a concern as well. As I mentioned, tornado watch in effect for portions of North Carolina and Virginia today. 5% chance of that from the Storm Prediction Center. As I mentioned, Ian will continue to decrease in strength as it makes landfall and rapidly become a non-tropical cyclone. Although tomorrow it will be over North Carolina, heavy rain, or at least some rain, will continue over Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, possibly portions of Ohio, potentially reaching central Ohio as well. We also have an area of interest to watch off the coast of Africa. 60% chance formation within the next 5 days. As we'll see here on the European model, a decent chance that this storm develops. And the good news is that it should generally head out to sea. Again, Ian making landfall in northern South Carolina right now, and that will then dissipate here within the next day or two. The GFS showing much the same idea here. It kind of has the center of Ian reform out, not as a tropical storm, though, of course, in the area of interest, also developing and heading out to sea, which, of course, is good news. Hope you guys like the new graphics today. I mean, they aren't all that new, but I messed with the colors a little bit. And so that's what you guys get. That's all for now. Crazy 6 and 3rd Catholic video.